Okay. Good morning, guys. My name is Sachin, and I'm here to share my experience on using Emacs. So the topic is yeah, GNU Emacs for all. Uh, it's like I'm to share everything what I try to do using Emacs. Basically, I spend mostly 80% of my time using Emacs for mostly all of the tasks, and uh, hopefully that will also inspire you to use Emacs, not for everything, but for some specific task, and eventually you will get more into Emacs and use all the bits of it. Okay, so this is my an attempt to uh, for the people who are just trying to uh, uh, deep dive into Emacs or trying to have a glimpse of Emacs. So this talk is for them. Okay. Um, Thank you all, and thank you mostly GHM team members for inviting me here. Okay, so let's start with IRC first. Mm, okay, I have my Emacs learning. Mostly when I started using IRC, I used GUI tools like HexChat or and even VChat, but that for some reason I was not convinced because I was using Emacs for more than 8 years, and just to use IRC, I have to switch to other GUI tools, right? And that was not making sense out of me. Hopefully, there is a very good package or a module known as ERC in Emacs, which is very well intended to use IRC, and it has a great support for everything, highly customization, and it was very good. So when I started using ERC for the IRC chats and everything, it catched me at the moment. And so basically, I don't have to switch anything now. Everything else in the same window or in the same application. If I want to just turn off everything, I can focus on my editing or coding work. Or if somebody pings me on IRC, I can just directly pop up the particular channel and chat with him. So it was very easy, just a few keystrokes away for an IRC application. Okay. So for those who wants to try ERC, these are the minimum configuration. Not even the minimum configuration, but these are something I have added for as my need. So you see, this is where you define your full name, the first line, and then if you want to define your own nick. So this variables contains my the username, and then these are the keywords I want to focus on highlight when somebody includes them in the chat. Then there are how do you want to highlight the sentence if somebody pings you on IRC. So they basically I want to highlight the entire sentence or a comment. So this makes all. So everything is customization, and there are more than one more multiple choice you have. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm really sorry. So you can have two files here. The first file you can have it .emacs. Okay, within your home directory, or if you want to have a very good set of configuration and you want to maintain it for a long time, and then you can put all the configurations in .emacs.d within your home directory, followed by init.el. Okay, and you can put you can just simply copy and paste everything there. Okay. At the end of the talk, I'll also share how do I maintain my configuration files. So I use the org mode and be able to share all my configurations file to push it on some coding hosting website like GitLab, GitHub. Um, and it simplifies the configuration, like it's readable, make the org mode makes it more maintained and all everything. Okay, so the fifth line, if you see, this is where I am interesting my ERC pals, right? If they have joined or what channels they are on. So I want Emacs to notify me about them as well. This is where when the Emacs, there is the net connection breaks and I want to auto join the channel list again. So I can do it using this variable. I have to just turn it on. And these are the list of channel I want to auto join. So it's followed by this one. Okay. So do you see here line starting from line 3 to 6? Okay. So this is the channel name. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is a server name and followed by all the channel it has. Okay. So basically, OFTC has tor, kernel, newbies, kernel. So there are many more actually in my configuration files now, but for the sake of simplicity, I have just included a few more. For Freenode, I want to auto join Emacs, Emacs beginner, and so on and so forth, and GimpNet outreachy. So these are the examples of a channel. You can always include more. Then these are the modules I want to use. So let's say, let me just try to connect to Emacs first, ERC first. Is the font okay? Is it visible? Cool. So if you see, these are the three servers it's trying to connect now. Okay, and it will. So once it's connected to all the channels, is the IRC port blocked here within the university? I was not able to connect yesterday, even yesterday. It's likely, right? Okay, okay. So, so sadly, I won't be able to demonstrate the window here, but yeah, I don't see any.
You need an IRC?
Yeah.
Do you have PLP?
No.
Okay.
What is that?
It's what I used to, it's a local IRC server
Okay.
that can connect you to Jabber.
Ah, I see. So,
With my configuration, I can show you. I can give, well, you have PLP working on your laptop, then you can connect to Lucas, maybe. Connect with VGA output here.
oh, great. I can directly connect, right?
It's a bit difficult.
This will be difficult.
Yeah, connect the VGA port here if you want to show.
Oh, great. Okay. Let's turn this. Little bit. Right. Oh, sorry. I don't know your key configuration. Okay. What is this channel? It'll be the channel, right?
So let me give you.
Yeah, yeah. Great, great. Okay. So, if you can see here, I have just, he has just logged into the channel. What is the channel name? It's not the channel anyway, right?
You want a channel?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe GHM. Great. Okay. So I've just connected to the GHM channel on Freenode, and this is the interface you will have on ERC. If you see, I'll not try to ping, use the naked ping here, but this is how you can chat. And the module, what I showed, smiley and notify, if you just put the smiley, it will turn into a GUI smiley, and so on and so forth. So there are so many modules here you can work with. And trust me, the ERC is highly customizable as per your need. You can move on this timestamp here and there, and even you can log all the IRC chat. Basically, you want to log all the chats. Like I have chats for like last 2 to 3 years and so and so. So this is a ERC window, how it looks when you try to configure it. So maybe if you are interested in configuring ERC, we'll do it after the session. Okay. Let's get started with using ERC. Yeah, actually ERC has a very good documentation on how to use it, and there are 2 or 3 templates also you can get started with. Uh, ERC and help, right? There is no there is a documentation, but let's say if you want to spe- like learn the variable, what this variable does, like let's say ERC auto list channel, so you will have a get definition. So describe variable ERC. Okay. So again, basically I don't like this snake, like this, but this is a documentation you will get. Okay. Yeah, so it's all built in. Okay, and this applies for everything, not only Emacs, but all throughout all the modules and packages you install on Emacs. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so this was what I was talking about. If you want to log all the IRC chats, you can customize that as well. And this is the last. Those three. This one line is just an hack. I don't want line number on the Emacs window or the frame, so I just turned it off using the line num module. Okay. Yeah, this is the function. This is the simplest function you can have. And then finally, how to start the how to connect to the channel. So this is a function I use, but it is again highly customizable, or you can manually use it. So everything is documented, and there is a easy to follow tutorial also or Emacs. So nothing to be afraid of. Okay, let's get on to the document part. So in Emacs, we actually I and all the Emacs users try to document everything using the org mode. So I basically will demonstrate how to use org mode to document all the nodes and then try to convert into a PDF more portable format and all that. So let's start with the LaTeX document. I'll create a okay. Let me just create a document with the name document.org. Sorry. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll try to insert a default template here, default headers. Let me just. Okay, so these are the default LaTeX headers I have just imported, and let's insert some para here, some content. Okay, let's include one more. Okay. Let's try to convert this document into a PDF format. So I'm using org.x or PDF. Oh, sorry, org LaTeX export to PDF. So you also have a key shortcut for this, or you can use it directly function name. Um, if you see, he has converted into a proper LaTeX document, and there is also an associated text file with this. So if you're not do not want, or if you want to highly customize the LaTeX, then you can directly use the text file and for your laser. But this is easily, and this is very easy to get started with LaTeX. So you will have a pre-generated text file, and then you can start working on it or customize it. Let's try to insert some image here. Okay, let me just render that again, and you should see an image here, and you have an option to resize it as well. Mm-hmm. We just try to use the pre-existing. Okay, so it was centimeter, not percentage. That's okay. Let's try to insert a table. Okay, with the row 4x2 and some header. Okay, so if you see how the org mode adapts to the table indentation and all that. Okay. So let me insert a pre-built table. Yeah. Let's try to render it. Right. What about the alignment of the columns? I want everything to be centered here. Okay, so the columns, as you see, are centered. Then you have an option to have this right alignment. Okay, you see this has been right aligned and everything. So this is also highly customizable. Okay, what else? Let's go to the source code. Right. You often want to include a chunk of a source code or the whole source code within the document, so it's also easy. Okay, let's use some Python. So this is a code block you will use, and within this you will will have your code snippet. What's the beauty is, Emacs give you a dedicated buffer to write the code or to import the code. So if you see, if I try to write here, import anything here, I'll have all the auto completion feature of the language here. Okay, so let's import something which I already have. Great. And yeah, let's try to render it again. Okay, so it's not getting not as expected, so we have to import some headers here. Let me just try to. Great. Okay, so this is the code snippet with all the color coding and highlighting. If you want to, yeah.
So then required, the only thing needed to do this is like start our source code and start our lighting.
You don't even need this. This is just a section. Okay. So what you need is begin source and end source.
And for the later stuff you need.
If you want to render the LaTeX, okay. So I'm using this minted library, which is basically used to highlight, and then Emacs as a style for it.
So these two libraries and then you just can.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. What about the line numbers? Because it's better to use line number. Okay. You have all the line numbers here. Then, if you want to extract this part of a snippet in a dedicated file, you can also do that using Tangle. And file is, let's say, foo.py. Okay, so this code is not compatible with the Python version I am had, but let's see if it has. Okay, so if you see here, it has tangled all the part of the snippet to a dedicated file, so you can use that as well. So you will have a dedicated document with all the description here, and then at the same time you can extract that code snippet to a dedicated file. Okay, and it goes on appending the content as you in the order you have. Okay, so that's also a beauty of using this. What else we have? Flow diagram. So I don't use the flow diagram directly, but I use a package known Data. If you are aware of that. Okay. So let me just open a simple file here, and then there is a mode to draw all the diagrams or the flow diagrams you have, which is called an artist mode. Okay, let me also enable the menu bar. Okay, you see here the artist mode, and if I want to draw a rectangle here, I'll just create a rectangle and then okay, sorry about the indentation. Okay, but these are the rectangles, then you can join using a line or something like that. Okay, right. Let me disable that. So I have a diagram with me already. I'll try to use that. Okay, so this is a diagram I want to convert. Let's go back to our document. And what I'll do now is I'll create another source code section, and the command to generate a diagram for data is data followed by the file name, which is my image.txt. The output file will have the same name with as image and with the extension PNG. It's a default. I don't want anything to be shown as a result, so I'll just disable all the results here using none. Maybe there is a better way to suppress this, but this is the easiest way I found. If you know, please help me. Okay, and then let's try to include it. So what I'll do is, I'll try to execute this, and then I'll render this document again. You see? So I've used the code block to execute that, and I've just rendered that diagram here. As simple as that. Okay, what else we have? Trello board. So anybody use Trello here? Okay, yeah, thanks. If you know, Trello is basically a workflow tracking or a card tracking board. So I find it very difficult to open a web browser, open an account, and then go to the card. Basically, I hate GUI stuff. So what I do is I try to use Trello within Emacs. So there is a module known as org Trello, which I use. So I'm using it. Somebody else wrote. I'm just using it, but it's very handy, and it has lived to my expectation till now. So this is how we configure the Trello gate. So you have to set the tokens, consumer token, etc. Everything is documented very beautifully on this URL. I'll share all the slides after the session. And then for each and every board do you have in Trello, you should have a dedicated org file for that. So let's say if my board name is my board, so I'll have a dedicated file which will include all the cards for that. Okay, let's try to use that. Where is the Firefox? Okay, so this is my board as you see, and these are all the flow it has. So I'll try to create a card here in the to-do sections. Okay. So the part to my file is this one. Create a new section here with some name, some task, and then okay, I have to sync that board. Okay, you see the card is created. Let's add some description here. Let's try to sync the card again, and you will have a description here. Okay, then let's create a checklist for that. Yeah.
So, from my understanding, you have a file, text file which connects this vector, and then you press execute or whatever.
Yes, yes. So every time I do the changes, I try to sync that to the Trello board using the Trello APIs available. Okay. So basically, I don't have to care what it's been rendered that, and I'm very sure that it will be rendered that. Okay. And same thing, I can pull the comments from the Trello board also. Okay. So this is basically very easy if I want to share some code and everything on the board as a comment or as a description. So let's add some checklist. Task 1. Okay, let's try to sync the card again, and you should have a checklist here. Try to refresh it. Yeah, you see you have a checklist here. What if I want to complete this task? Okay, so everything is there. What about the final thing, the comments? Okay, so for the comment you will have, you get the dedicated window, and just you have to just write the comment here. Okay, and you have your commentary here. So this is what I use, and I'm very comfortable with using it. It's basically very handy if I want to stick on to the Emacs interface. Yeah. Uh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but what if we want to share that with the team? Yeah. So yeah. So it's a group work, and basically everyone's want to track what everyone is doing and all that. So we use Trello, but we have switched to Jira and everything. But this is how we can have. So nothing blocks you to interact with other interfaces like Trello or Jira. I have to yet find out how to work with Jira using Emacs. Not tried it yet. Okay, what else we have? Presentations. Great. Let's create a empty document, presentation.org, and then try to import a default template here. Okay, so I'm basically using all the keystroke, but every function is also available if you are not comfortable, and that's what I suggest. If you are a beginner with Emacs, try to use the functions and then switch on to the keystroke or whatever comfortable with you guys. Let's say September 05, 2019, and let's add some content here. So basically I have everything handy to save time. Let's try to render it using org beamer. So I'm using beamer here. Let's see how the file look like. Presentation. Yeah. Okay. Looks like this is not what I expected, so I'll just beautify this using importing few more headers. Okay, let's try to render it again. This looks much more better. Okay. Yeah, it uses LaTeX. 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 Yeah. Okay. Yeah, to customize it, let's try to use Madrid as a theme. So you see how simple is that to convert an org document to LaTeX or Beamer doc. What else? I'm sorry? Slide deck? Yeah. Uh, uh, can I use slide deck directly? Is what you are saying? Mm-hmm. Maybe, I'm not sure, I have not tried. Okay, so this is a very good present article on how to create a LaTeX documents with Emacs. You can try. Okay, if you want to have a HTML5 presentation. So this presentation, what you see is HTML5. I've used org reveal for that, which is basically a wrapper around reveal.js. You may have an idea about reveal.js. Okay, so it's nothing new. I have to just import few more reveal.js specific headers, and instead of Beamer, I have to use org reveal. Okay, let me just try here. Okay, so the same document, org document, I converted into an LaTeX presentation or the reveal.js presentation. I don't want this timestamp, so let me get rid of that. Timestamp is the the what was the other name? Reveal.js, are you remember?
Oh, maybe.
Reveal, yeah, yeah,
That's very good.
yeah. Okay. Basically, if you want to change the transition, how it looks, so you have an option for that. So from default, I just want to change it to linear, refresh it, and then I have a linear transition. So there are basically much more customization that what you see right now. Okay, so what if you want to stick on Emacs and present the same documentation? So there is a package known as org tree slide. I find it very useful and it's very simple than generating HTML and LaTeX doc. Okay, let me just try to use the same doc here. Org tree slide mode. Okay, so this is what you have. Okay, it's basically the simplest form of presentation you will see in org mode. What else we have? Version control. So control or get what I basically get what I use most. So there is a very good module in Emacs known as Magit. I use it a lot. Basically, I use it everywhere if I want to try to use Git. So let me just give you a demo. I'll just visit some project and then Magit status. Okay, so these are all the untracked file which you get if you type git status, and these are all my stash list. What if you want to see what's inside the stash list? I just return hit, and then these are the changes I have. Okay, you see these are the stash list. What about the recent commits I want to see? Okay, so these are the recent changes for the first commit I have, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so you see Magit is basically an Emacs interface around Git, and it's very handy. You don't have to get out of Emacs. You can also, let's say, if I want to add a file or stage a file, just put S, and this file is staged now. Okay, so this is using tab you will get the staged content, and let's say if you want to unstage it, just type U and it gets unstaged, and then you can go ahead and commit also. Sorry. Okay, stage, and then you can have all the switches to commit. So I'm not going to commit it now. I'm on the master branch. Basically, you got an idea, right? How to use Magit. There is also a Emacs model Git time machine, which I find it very useful. Basically, if I want to see how the file or the code has evolved over the time, it's basically a Git history. Let me just give you a demo on that. So this is a file. Let's say I want to track. Okay. So this is the latest changes. Let me go back to the first changes it has. Git time machine, and then okay, if you see at the bottom the status, it goes on changing. Let me go all the way back to the first commit. So this is the first version of the file, and if you see the commit history and the author's name at the bottom, and I can go and see how the file has evolved now. Okay, it tracks the commit. Okay, yeah. Agenda. Okay. Let's say I want to track all my work or time all my work. So Emacs has an org agenda mode wherein I can time in my task and see how many hours or of day I have worked on what task and like that. So let me give you a demo for that. Before that, let's say you are on some conference and you want to take up notes. So this can also help there. Okay. Let me go to the doc first. Document doc. Okay. I forgot the key combination. Let me just see what was that. Okay. So these are the capture templates I have created, and you see there are various capture template I have created. One is for to-do tasks, then if I want to read something and to track that out, if I want to have a dedicated notes, if I want to track the work logs, or if I want to write a new post, so I can just add it to the agenda here. So let me create a note first, and if you see at the bottom, it prompts me for the file name. Let's see foo.foo, and it asks me for the title of the document. Let's say foo demo. Then note type is note, and it says, so the file is created and I can have notes here, and finally I can save that. So if you go to notes, this is a file it gets created. Okay, basically easy to track file. What about if I want to add some work task? Okay, so let me add some task here. Task 1, task 2, and let's say I want to start the task 1 and to start the timer. If you see here, it has started the clock. I'm not going to wait for it, and let me just stop it. So the amount time I spent on this task was 0. Just let me hack it for a bit. 13.21. Oh, sorry. Okay. Same thing with task 2. Clock in. The clock has started. Clock out, and let's say just hack the time. Okay. What if I want to see the whole time for this? Okay. So this is a work log I get. This is the day I worked, how many hours, and this is a work log for this day. This is the total time I spent on 2 tasks and like that. And you will also get the time spent on a specific task using this. So this is very good if you want to report your work to someone, like if you want working as a consultant for something. Okay. What else? Okay. So there is a very good blog written by Nicholas, getting things done using org mode. You can visit this link. Diary notification. So I use calendar, but I find it easy to use Emacs diary, which is basically have a simple to maintain format. So this is basically what the diary contains if I want to add few tasks. So if you see, the diary files can reside as per your configuration, and I have add two entries to that. On Friday, I want to be notified if there is a meeting with someone, and then if there is a IRC meeting. So this IRC meeting happens every Friday. Okay, so when you put an entry to this diary, Emacs will notify you in the status bar. But if you want to override that, and if you want to have a desktop kind of notification, you can also have that. So this is basically what you will get when at the time of event. Or you can also customize that if you want to you want to get notified before few minutes or few hours kind of thing. And you can also configure how often you want to get it notified, and what to do when if you want to dismiss that agenda or the notification. So I've written a blog on that. It's very simple, very few lines of code, and you can have a desktop notification. Okay. What about systems management? Let's say, I think Vim also has that. Yeah, of course Vim has that. But this is a terminal I want to have access to. Okay, within the Emacs. And what if I want to go to all the previous command? This is all I have. Okay, so terminal is there within Emacs. There is also E shell, I think. Yeah. So you have plenty of options for that. What about man pages? Let's say if you want to refer some man pages, you can do directly using Emacs. Let's say man and list of open file. I want to visit this man page. Okay. See the beauty. You can just directly click it here and refer the associated man page also. Okay, directly within Emacs. Emacs we can also use Emacs as a file browser. Let's say this one, and you can also do all kind of operation. Let's say if you want to select few things, mark few things, and then if you want to copy those to something else or some other folder, you can do that. Delete, manage, rename, everything is there. Okay, let me just try to demonstrate how we can access the file on the other system. Start a virtual machine here. Okay, it has started. Okay, so I have already used that before. So this is a this is called a tramp mode. If you want to access file from other system, so basically what this is what so system admin complains that you have plenty of configuration using Emacs, and if you want to edit the file on the remote server, I'll lose all the configurations and all that. So this is not this is already handled using the tramp mode. So if you see, those files are from the servers or the remote server. It has connected using the SSH protocol, and basically I can configure that file as it is. So let's say I want to create some file here. Okay, and if you don't believe, let me just log into this server. Sorry. Okay, the file has been created. You can also execute it using Emacs. So handling and editing file or using the tramp mode is very easy, and the system admin should have no excuse, and you will not lose any of your inbuilt configurations, right? So syntax highlighting, autocomplete, everything works, even for the remote files. else we have? Grep. Let me also demonstrate that. Temp source. Let's say you want to search. I've got. Oh, no match there. Okay, so these are the entries found by grep, and if you see, you will get the associated line number also where the pattern has matched. Okay, let's go to this file. Okay, so this is using grep within Emacs. What else we have? Blogging. So when I started blogging, I started with WordPress. Then I find it tedious to go to the web page, but basically you also have some command line tools to directly access the WordPress. The same goes with org Jekyll. So if you are maintaining a Jekyll-based website, you can have org Jekyll module as that. I have not used it, so I don't have any idea about it, but you can try on your own. What I use is an inbuilt org publish module. I find it very simple and easy to maintain. So if you are interested, there is a very good tutorial available on org mode website. You can refer that. And if you want to see my configuration on using org publish, it's maintained here. And my website is psachin@github.io, which is maintained using org publish. Games. Basically, this is the last slide. We can have fun within Emacs also. A nice game if you want to spend some time. Okay. Emacs also has a support for all programming language, and there are so many external modules you can use to add your bells and whistles like autocomplete, highlights, word syntaxing, compiling, and everything. I basically work on Lisp, which has inbuilt support for that. For Python, I use Python Jedi as a module. All the configurations are available on the GitLab page I have. That's all I have for this session, guys. Thank you. If you have any questions. Hope it has put some light on Emacs. Like there are vast majority of bandwidth Emacs can cover for each of your need. Okay. So hopefully you will switch to Emacs, or at least use Emacs for something. Thanks.
Get close
Yeah.
to the microphone.
So will you be around in the hacking time to help people for the next hour or so?
Sure. What do you want to hack on? Okay.
How do you upload the slides in some site? How do you upload the slides?
Slides?
Slides.
You want to have access to the slides. I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Is the slides in this URL?
No. So the slides are available, but they are not rendered as HTML. So I'll just put as an HTML as well as a PDF format after some time. Okay. I need some time to render it and beautify it. Okay. So, but the slides will be available on the same link. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone else?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.